All around the media world, his former mainstream employers are trying to obliterate his previous material. Difficult since he was so ubiquitous. But frankly, if you're Russell Brand, why should you care? Why should you give a monkey's? He has some 6 million subscribers to his own highly lucrative YouTube channel on which he can say exactly what he likes, when he likes, about a wide range of issues from Trump to vaccines. The side stream media, if you'd like to put it that way, is often now bigger than the mainstream media, but it isn't regulated in the same way at all. There are lots of questions to answer for the BBC, Channel 4 and others, but where does YouTube sit? Bruce Daisley is a former vice president of Twitter and former UK director of YouTube. He now hosts the podcast Eat, Sleep, Work, Repeat. And I'm glad to see that you're not asleep at the moment. Bruce Daisley, very good to see you. Can I ask fundamentally about this really big and growing imbalance between things like YouTube's really, really big subscriber numbers for someone like Russell Brand and the mainstream media? Because LBC, BBC, Channel 4, ITV, Sky, we're all very, very heavily regulated and observed when it comes to truth-telling and when it comes to facts and what we say. And yet there is this Wild West, if you like, which is in many ways much bigger than we are and isn't. Is that sustainable?
Yeah, I think it demonstrates the difference in the value, the offer that those organisations give to customers. YouTube is very much spawned in the internet era, like Twitter, like any manner of sites like WordPress, that the content isn't editorially controlled by the organizations that place it on there. And that we've seen in many ways can be liberating. It can create lots of different voices. Obviously, in instances like this, we reach for the old standards thinking, well, why can't something be done? It's worth sort of comparing what did happen to people like Andrew Tate, because you might be aware that people like Andrew Tate have been suspended from platforms. He was previously suspended from pretty much every platform, but specifically from YouTube. And I reviewed that. And that was specifically with regards to the content he was posting there. So it's one of these interesting reminders of the differences maybe between the old traditional curated world of broadcast media and newspapers and the more deliberately uncurated way that platforms like YouTube and social media platforms work. So I do think there's probably a couple of things to think about. Firstly, YouTube will almost certainly no longer serve adverts against Russell Brand's content. So taking away the ability to make money from his content is probably the thing in their gift. But I suspect they
wouldn't take him down, as it were.
Because his content in itself doesn't break their rules. And because he's not currently subject to any current legal prohibition, I suspect they'll take the view that they're going to leave it up there.
Because, around town, every other corporation he's been involved with, as I say, the BBC, ITV and all the rest of Channel 4, have gone through everything that he's been doing. They're taking it down bit by bit. Do you think that conversation would actually happen at YouTube, or would it be unthinkable for the people running YouTube?
Generally, what you find with a platform of that scale, and I think there's something like 100 hours of new content uploaded every minute. There's so much scale there that what you try to avoid, for a long time, Twitter, worked for a long time, YouTube, you try to avoid making decisions that are a reaction to one particular thing in the news. You try and the word they use all the time is scalable. Can you create a rule that would apply in a case where something was in the news in India in the same way that it would apply here? So they're very unlikely, I think, to make any mediation to take his content down unless there was something that his content that he was posting was seen in itself to be egregious. So I think right now it's probably not really even a discussion at YouTube towers.